Hey everybody, it's Krista here, and I'm back with 10 tips, 10 days about startups. And today it's video number 4. So now that you've figured out what kind of business you want to do, and you've built your trusted board of advisors, and you've done all your due diligence homework about your market, so you've got all that research handy, now it's time for the fun part, which is step number 4 is to create a business plan. Now, it is amazing to me that a lot of entrepreneurs skip this part, and I can only say that winging it is not a good idea. There are so many important details that you need to work out in order to make a business profitable that creating a business plan is for me a must. There's so many reasons to create a business plan, but most importantly, it's to get funding. So if you ever need to go to a bank and ask for a loan for your business, a business loan, or you need to go to venture capital, you're going to have a really good business plan put together. So for investments. But that's not the only reason. I could do a whole separate video why you should have a business plan. But let's just assume you need one, okay? And so today, here's what we're going to talk about. What does a good business plan have to have in it? Well, first and foremost, I advise using a template. You can go to a business lawyer and they will put together an amazing business plan for you. But honestly, if you've got your board of advisors and they have businesses, they can probably help you get the right template. I know I have a template I can give you. So definitely use a template because there's so many details, especially if you're a first-time entrepreneur, that you won't have thought about. So the template will have a lot of detail in it. And don't worry if you can't answer all the questions up front. That's part of the reason you're doing this business plan, because we don't want you to miss important things that you didn't think about in advance that could trip you up later on in your business. So let's get to it. What does a business plan have to have in it? Number 1 is the executive summary. So while different templates will have different components or be structured differently depending on the goal of the business plan, the main thing is every business plan you look at is going to have an executive summary. So what does the executive summary include? The executive summary is just a very quick overview of the business. It says, what market are you in? What are you trying to achieve? And who is involved? So that's important. I like to put my executive summary, the business entity, the year it was established, the state it was established in, and what market it's serving, and what pain point are we solving. So it's basically like my elevator pitch combined with the legal entity details in one paragraph, and that's it. Executive summary. And other people might do their executive summary a little bit different, but that's how I like to do mine. So after we've established what you do, where you're doing it, who is exactly doing it, then we move on to the other points of the business plan. So what we need to do is establish your marketing advantage. So you've done your marketing research. Now's the time to put that into your business plan. So we need a section where we talk about the marketing research, the target audience that you've researched in detail, the competitors who are currently on the market, and then summarizing why you think that your new business has a chance and positioning yourself based on that marketing data. So we need to see where your new business would fit into the existing landscape of the market. Furthermore, we need to also establish your finances. So for me, if you ask me what is the key component of a good business plan, it's a very detailed financial document. And so what does that mean? I need to know your startup costs. I need to know your product pricing. I need to know your operating costs. I need to know your personnel costs. And so all that has to be put into a plan. And that's where you really should get someone to help you if you're a first-time entrepreneur, because there's so many things that you haven't thought of that will definitely show up while you're working through your business plan. The other thing we need to put in your business plan is your KPIs and your goals. So what are your you've got your pricing point, you know how much you're going to charge, you've got your distribution channels, like where are you going to get your customers at, where you're going to sell your products. And then we need to understand, well, what are your goals? What would mean success 6 months from now, 12 months from now, 24 months from now? What do those milestones look like financially? And these are all obviously estimated, right? But that's what a business plan is. You don't just go into business wishing and hoping. You put together, based on your detailed competitive analysis and marketing research, a real plan with real numbers. And that's how you also price it. You figure out, okay, how can I stay in this market and be competitive, and where's my advantage, and why would the target audience be willing to pay for this, and why would they be willing to pay that much? So those are all things that you need to be able to answer in your business plan. Another thing that's important in your business plan is who's who. So you should include in your business plan who are the people who are going to be in the company. That includes the executive officers. Is there a board of trustees or a board of investors that's in there? Who's going to do your legal? Who's going to do your accounting, your payroll? Is there going to be payroll? Then what are the expenses? So I want to see the people who are part of the organization. And I also want to see any office locations, at least for your startup and your business plan, because this can always evolve and change, but we need some realistic numbers in there. And this would tie back always into your operating costs, but you should list out who are the key people in the company, who's going to be doing what. And then you also need to have a sales and marketing strategy. So I need to know, where are you going to advertise, if you're going to advertise? What are the costs for that? How long are we going to try to advertise? And then all the strategies that you have come up with to show me that this is profitable. And very lastly, in the business plan, there should be any funding requests. So if you've showed to me already that you have this amazing idea to solve a pain point in the market, and the competitors aren't doing it fully, and you think your new business has a chance to break into that market and solve this problem, and you think that you can be profitable because you've shown me your price point, your operating costs, and your KPIs, then I might believe you and I might invest in you. So in the end, you should have any realistic funding request, and it should tie back into the story that you've told in the business plan. So I can realistically understand why you would be asking for that much money, and when can I expect to see ROI, because I want my money back if I'm investing in your business. So that all has to tie into one story. I hope this has been helpful, and I want to say that all people will have a different opinion about how a good business plan should be done, but the main thing is to take the time to try to fill out the template, do a lot of number crunching, do excellent marketing research. That was tip number 3, and you should be fine. And this is a living, breathing document, so it does become a legal document for the business, but you can always go back and modify things as the business grows. And that's why it's important to have a business lawyer involved, because it's really good to make sure that you're setting yourself up the right way from day one, and your business plan is the heart of your business. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned tomorrow for tip number 5 for startups.